All right, family. Black Power. We live with the general once again. Is on. We got a powerful one today. We're gonna be talking about what can Black America do to turn 1 trillion in spending power into 2 or 3 trillion. Let's talk about that. We should be able to pull something like that off. I mean, we hustlers. We always trying to flip. We're always trying to flip or quadruple, or triple. We always trying. So what can we do to take that $1 trillion in spending power and turn it into 2 or 3? Before we get started, family, click that link at the top where the chat. Let me get in here. Who are the children of the sun? I want you in the house. This is actually going down tonight. So if you up, you can tap on in. I'm not going. I'm gonna make sure this one go down tonight. I got a hell of a lineup, and I want to make sure that I drop it for the people. So most definitely be in the house. Now I see a lot of people. I see Ray. He dropped something in there. He said something about a communication, which is powerful. What you put in there, Ray? You put something in there. Buy a black-owned communication satellite. Yeah, that would be powerful. You ain't lying about that. Yeah, most definitely. Shit, then most definitely can get that going on. Shit, we can and then and start making our own cell phones and shit like that. Yeah, that's most definitely something we could do. You know, that satellite, a lot of things can be, a lot of businesses can be established with that satellite. That's a powerful choice, most definitely. You see what I'm saying? Most definitely. Let me get down here. But adding on to that, it all come back down to again, for me, I know a lot of people got a lot of good concepts, but it's also got to be in conjunction with those businesses right out here in our community. You see, because that's first and foremost. That should be first and foremost. Now, I ain't saying that's it, but most definitely, because we have, because if you don't do that, then everything else they're gonna be sucking it out of there. You see what I'm saying? Cause shit, motherfucker be on your phone, but you gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? You be on your phone, but you gotta drive. You see, you be on your phone, but you gotta put clothes on your back. You see what I'm saying? So again, those businesses right outside in proximity to your house is still the primary businesses that should be on top of what y'all saying. I'm liking what that satellite thing for real. That's automatic. That's automatic billions of dollars right there. Because all you got cell phone companies you could start up, but I think you still got to latch on to them. You still gonna have to latch on to them damn, AT&T. That's how they make that shit go. They got them cartels, so they still got a way of pulling you in, because they got them cartels where you got to go and get what they call it, like you got to be licensed and shit, and and with that you got to go by the rules of the FCC and all of that shit, and they saying it's 2 or 3 major companies, and AT&T, they the biggest, and then I think you got something like Verizon and I don't know, Sprint, some shit like that. But it ain't that many. So you most definitely, but nevertheless, you still, you can make billions even then. So that most definitely would be a hell of a flip. And it sound real good. That was a hell of a answer, you know what I'm saying, that Ray put in there, because a lot of people, that didn't have, cell phones in their country, that's what they sent some satellites up there to get their country connected. You know what I'm saying? the worldwide internet and being able to talk on the cell phone, because maybe they didn't have no companies in a country, and so they had to tap in, and I remember when Egypt did it, and a few more African countries did it, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you that's most definitely internet, because with that shit, internet, all that shit, you could have cell phone companies, internet companies, and shit. That's most definitely if you want you know, they're gonna be mad at you when you start cutting into shit like that. They're gonna be mad at your ass, like, oh, this nigga trying to get technological, trying to get technological. But I really, that's right, control, yeah, most definitely. Yeah, Kenya was one of them that did it. Yeah, like these niggas trying to get technological, man. What the fuck wrong? These niggas trying to get dangerous. You see what I'm saying? Yes, most definitely. But yeah, I'm gonna start writing down some things so we can have conversations like that, because that's what we need to be doing, as we talk nationalism. We nationalists, you feel what I'm saying? So we gonna talk like that. We ain't gonna be begging nobody for shit. Cause hold on, family, I got something on the stove. I went to smelling shit. Went to smelling them herbs, boy. That shit smelling good, right? Like I said, I thought it had boiled it out of there. I said, "Oh, damn, them herbs are strong." That because it got down to the bottom where it's saturated with herbs. That shit went to, oh, smelling good. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, most definitely. And stick with and I'm gonna be making and really talking about the nationalistic aspect of our movement. You see, we're about reparations, but we also about repairing ourselves at the end of the day. And we got to buy the block, as they say, buy the block. Buy black, 100% black owned, 100% black supported. We have to do that. Yeah, let me see. Investing in Africa. You see, investing in Africa. That's good. But again, I like that. That's very powerful. But what we have to do, we have to come back. I always bring you back. We can't invest nowhere else until we invest right here. Because if we don't invest right, because that's critical. That's your front door. You see what I'm saying? It ain't gonna look right. It ain't gonna look right at all. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't see, and really, and to be honest to y'all, both what Ray put in there and brother just in time, you feel me? No, you don't eat no damn pork, man. What are you talking about? Talking about I hope you ain't cooking some pork. Man, get out of here. D Griff, you scandalous for that one, nigga. He said, I hope said he ain't in there trying to cook no. All the shit you can think of, you gonna think of some damn pork, man. God damn, boy, I tell you, my people. But anyway, and that supermarket, most definitely, that's got to be one of the primary ones. You see, you know, it's like stages. It's hard for me to believe because the satellite thing, man, that's a must. Investing in Africa, that's a must. You see, but it's gonna be hard for me to believe that we could achieve that if we ain't bought the hood. It's just hard for me to believe it. You see, it just ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna get nobody to go that far. But if you buy the hood, just like I say, the next thing is gonna be products and shit like that. You gonna, because once you buy the stores and shit, the next thing is you probably gonna get sick and tired of spending your money with these people getting their products. You see what I'm saying? you gonna want, all black products. That's gonna be the next thing, or close to all black products. Cause you don't want to be an all black store and all your shit is made overseas. And you're gonna want your people. So that's gonna be the next thing, the products, and so that investing in Africa, now that aspect of it, yes, that probably would be stage two. And investing meaning for me into products that's coming from Africa, the cloth, anything that's coming from over there, man, the herbs, whatever it is, all type of clothes. You see all type of art, art, statues, paintings, jewelry, everything that under the shoes, everything, all of that, that aspect of it, yes, I could see, and because that once you get that going, because first and foremost, you got to invest in food, clothing, and shelter. There's no way we gonna, go and jump, and we ain't got our own clothes, we ain't got our food, and we ain't got our shelters. That's the shit we're gonna have to really establish, so we can be secure in our nationality. That's what's going to secure us. Food, clothing, shelter, land. You got to have land. You got to have land, food, clothing, and shelter, and defense. You see, we got to be able to defend our stuff. But once we start to buy own the stores and in our community, the gas stations, the corner store, the supermarket, the drug store, the bank, all that shit. They come with a little package. When they ready to set up in your neighborhood, they come with that little package that they have up at the like the what they call the strip mall. They got the drug. They had a drug store, they'll have the bank. They'll have like a Family Dollar. They'll have a little local clothing store. The supermarket. You see, they'll have that. Might have a little barber shop, or you know what I'm saying? Because they know that's what people need. So you already see a template there. You got to replace all of that with your own. You feel me? And then when you come out your house and everything is right there for you, then you start investing into the products. People start building on that level. Then the other where we going, what we was talking about, like the cell phone, that's gonna be the next thing. And investing in Africa in the as far as the resources and everything, that'll be the next thing. But we got to get control of the block. We got to get control of our communities. If we don't do that, I can't believe we can do anything. We'll be just jaw jacking, but y'all put some very powerful, and I'm gonna make sure that I write that down. Matter of fact, let me come back in here. All the time, media, most definitely. Most definitely. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely that media, you know, we might have to get, but see, there you go. Ray put that satellite up there, but there you go with that media, cause shit, get your own internet, or a piece of it, that you could call your own. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, family, I appreciate y'all. Y'all had some good responses, and we're gonna talk about this some more, family. Make sure you get over there to Patreon. We got a powerful one coming up tonight. Who are the children of the sun? We're gonna tap into Black divinity. Click that link at the top of the chat. Don't miss it. Black hospitals. Now that's you talking real shit right there, Ray. Yeah, that hospital is mandatory. Now you talking. You talking right there. You hit a bullseye right there. You hit a bullseye right there. For real. And we'll talk about that. I'm glad you brought that up. That's right. That's right. But come back on in, family. We ain't done. See y'all in a minute. Black Power.